It's Massive and crew back once again with another video, and today I am in the process of just quickly sorting out a few bits. Last night I was running off some of my old tapes, found some old sort of mixtapes, some old Euro stuff, Euro mixtapes. I found an old Joker mix which I can put on the live stream after a sign off, so you guys can have a little bit of a late one, a little bit of a late hangout, and found some cool little tapes. Also found a production tape listing on the case, and on the case it said there were some tunes, and then I got to sort of discover that back in the day I used to record a lot of my unfinished songs onto tape. So if I can get hold of some of those tapes, yeah, go through them, I might be able to find some tunes, man, that are on this kind of old school tape thing. I'm not being funny. Even the old school tape has a better sound than some of these MP3s that have been compressed. And it's got that little bit of a saturation edge to it, especially ones that record on decent chrome ones. But I've also noticed as well, when you record on an old tape, yeah, if you don't blank the opposite side, you can hear, especially if it's a cheap tape, you can hear the old recording coming through. I actually found this old track as well that me and T did years ago. It was when we first ever connected a drum machine up to a keyboard, and we was using the 8-track, and it was called MIDI.
3, 2, 1.
And I can't believe I found that. That 50. I just can't believe I found it. It's just mad, like, and it's playing in the background now, as you can hear. It's a mad old tune. Comment down below if you want to hear more of it, yeah? I just wanted to say I found my old Commodore Amiga, and it's in a terrible state. I'm actually thinking of seeing if this thing powers on and try and do a little restoration project. It's already in bits, so I might be able to clean it up or paint the case, I don't know. Comment down below, let me know what you reckon. And as you can see, the studio's on a bit of a mess here. I tried to wire up this MIDI keyboard, this Akai Advanced 25, into my Atari, and it's not actually doing anything when I press a key. And I think the reason for that is that, one, I might have to change the MIDI cable, but I also tried another MIDI cable and it didn't work. The idea was for me to get a power supply for me to connect into the back of my Akai Advanced, and as far as I remember, my Akai Advanced didn't actually come with a power supply to begin with, and it's a bit risky me just plug in any old power supply. I know there's a voltage listing at the back of it, so I'll probably have to find a power supply with pretty much the same voltage. If not, look online to see if there's any Akai Advanced adapters out there. So I mean, that's just basically the process of that. On top of that, once I've archived all of my discs, I want to put them on one of these HXC emulators, and probably put that in a drive socket, maybe on this Akai here perhaps. And yeah, so that's where we're at, peeps. For the first time ever, I was able to actually get a song playing on the Atari, which was a real good find. Actually it's the second time. I had a track called Raw Deal. I've also just found a floppy disk for The Message, and I'm in the process of also going through all of these discs which I've got underneath here. As you can see, everything in these crates here has to be sorted. I've expanded my crates here so that as I find them, I can put the rubber bands around them and sort them all out, so that I could then finally load up all the samples and stuff and mix them, etc. And I'm also in the process of wiring up my Apollo. I need to get a loom because I want to wire my Akai S3000 straight into, and probably even the 950 straight into there, which will make bouncing a lot easier because I can assign everything to outputs and just bounce it into the track for mixing, because I can't mix on that Mackie desk because it's a bit worse for wear. So doing 20% off on sampleoids.co.uk today. Just use the code here on checkout and you'll get 20% off.
I'm a everyday junglist.